tell you that today's lunch is going to be Vietnamese food, aka pho, vermicelli bowls, spring rolls, Bun Bo Hue, and all the fun eats that are there. So I'm super excited. I haven't had pho in so long, and I honestly think that Florida has some of the best pho I've ever had in my life. And that's after eating it in places like Atlanta and Houston, which Houston I thought had the best pho, but prove me wrong because I've had some really, really amazing pho while living here in Florida. So let's go check it out. Just arrived. I'm so excited. This place is called Pho Thien. It has all these pho signs welcoming us, and so I'm ready to get started. It is a hot day here in Florida. It's 85 degrees in October. So I'm ready to get all sorts of things, hot and cold, to start it off. Let's go. So we're finally here at Pho Thien. I've been super excited to come since it's opened. We've ordered just a bunch of things, and the waitress said it's going to be ready in a few minutes. I love always how Vietnamese food is so quick to come out. It just feels like a street food, but in the freshest way possible. So we have some soups, some sandwiches, we have some appetizers, some drinks, and I'm ready to have my stomach burst from all this food. So let's see what they have.
To get this was recommended. We're also gonna get spring rolls and mini rice cakes. We're gonna get a BM1 here. Have to come back and we're gonna try a Pho Dac Biet. And then on the weekends they have something off menu, a Bun Bo Hue dish. So super excited about that. We're gonna try out a Vietnamese coffee and also an avocado smoothie. So let's go.
All of the food came out in less than 5 minutes. It's crazy fast. So you want a quick meal in and out, this is the place to come. So let's start with the drinks. It looks super fresh, super, I don't know, just like cooling it down from a hot day, which it is. And a little chalkboard art sticker on here that says Pho Thien on it. And I think that Thien, at least in Chinese, means the sky. And I think in Vietnamese it also means something like heavenly. So it's like heavenly pho. So everything here is going to be heavenly tasting. So I'm looking forward to it. Oh wow. This is my first avocado smoothie, and it's just fresh. I've been eating a lot of avocados recently, and it tastes just like avocado, but in that creamy sort of way, but not too like, oh, I'm eating a salad. It's like sweet and refreshing, and I would definitely get this again, especially if I'm trying to stay low carb or something that's not too sugary compared to like the mango smoothie or the strawberry smoothie. This is like a mature adult tasting smoothie, aka a millennial smoothie. So here we have the Vietnamese coffee. I love Vietnamese coffee. I'm not a huge coffee drinker, but I love anything with good cream and sugar that has strong taste and flavor. And Vietnamese coffee always does it for me with its condensed milk and just a really rich tones of the coffee. Super, super dark. I also got boba in this. They don't typically serve it with boba, but I don't like bobas in smoothie quite as much because they freeze up more. But in liquid drinks like this, I find that the boba retains its texture much, much better. So these are the shrimp spring rolls complete with a peanut sauce. That's great for dipping. They have some mint in there, some lettuce, some vermicelli noodles, and then shrimp on the outside. You can also get this in chicken or tofu for your vegetarian options. So, I mean, look at this inside. Great appetizer, great to start off. It's always great to start off with a noodle place with more noodles. The shrimp looks great. It's about half a shrimp, and no, it's fresh. We'll see what the true test will be in the dipping sauce. Very peanutty, very sweet. Honestly, This is the type of sauce that can go with anything. It can go with a spring roll. We have poured over noodles. I can take the sauce home and marry it. I think it's great. I still haven't gone to the shrimp yet, so let's see what that tastes like. Wow. Definitely a nice crunch. It's a good ratio between noodles and shrimp and lettuce. I would say there's a little bit too much noodles in here for my taste. I would have liked to see some cucumber or carrots or something crunchier to give this a better crunch through, but the texture is still overall great. Just more crunch would be appreciated. I do have to say, most spring roll places only give 2 spring rolls per plate. This one gives 4 really decently sized spring rolls, so I'm not complaining, and this is great to share between a family. So these are the mini rice cakes. I've never had these anywhere else before, but apparently they are more of a traditional appetizer. They come with like this fish sauce, sweet dipping sauce. I'm not really sure how you're supposed to eat this. I don't know if you just spoon it in or like eat it as is, but there's a perfect bowl for them. You have this rice cake sprinkled with ground shrimp, homemade croutons, and scallions. And so it's just like this little like individual sized portion of rice cake to get the meal started. So let's see. Ooh, sticking real good to the dish. There we go, getting it up. I feel like this could be like a one-biter. Ooh, slippery. All right, it's like a little like water ride raft heading straight to my mouth. That is really good. Especially eaten with one bite. It's like all of these textures coming together. The rice cake, the croutons, the ground shrimp, little umami bombs from everything, including the fish sauce. This is like a perfect little tapas appetizer round for each person. I can imagine each person pulling this up, filling it with sauce and going jambay, and toast. I would toast with this before I toast with a drink. So it's pretty awesome. I would definitely get this again. So this is a grilled pork banh mi. I'm definitely partial to the grilled pork, but you can get like a steamed pork patty and pate one, a chicken one, a barbecue pork one. You can even get a tofu one for vegetarian options. You have like your traditional cilantro, cucumbers, pickled onions, pickled carrots, and then of course the grilled pork itself with an awesome slathering of aioli in there to give the baguette some really good flavor. The bread looks super good quality, like just really crunchy and soft in the places it needs to be. So I'm really excited to dig into this. This is honestly my idea of an ideal sandwich. Better than like a hoagie or an Italian sub. I can go for one of these any day. Well, right away you get like the crunch of the bread overall. Ooh, I also forgot, if you're not a jalapeno person, which I'm not, but I'll leave them in for now because I can handle the heat, just a little bit. There's also jalapenos in here, so no shame in picking them out if you need to. I have done that so many times. Look at how much meat is in this banh mi. Like, sometimes you get some skimpy banh mi's where it's like mostly crusty bread, but not only is the bread crunchy and chewy, the grilled pork is a ton in there, and honestly, this is the best banh mi I've had in the Central Florida area so far. So I can definitely vouch for this for any banh mi lovers out there. Okay, so check out this pho. This pho looks amazing already as it is. I haven't put in any fixings yet. So here's also the condiment plate. You have your basil, you have your jalapeno, some of lime, and of course your bean sprouts. So So what I like to do is I like to kind of pile in some of these bean sprouts here, and just to start getting them cooking, because if you wait too long, then the broth doesn't really cook it as well as I like to. I usually like about a half plate of bean sprouts. I made the mistake of putting in too many bean sprouts once, and I've been cautious ever since, really. So kind of bury them, sink them down to the bottoms of the pho seed. Okay, so as those are stewing, there's a couple preparations I like to do. First, I like to get the Pho Thien sauce. Usually the Lee Kum Kee brand is what's available. And what I love about this place is they provide the dipping containers. All pho places will have these, but if they don't have them out for you, you should ask for them, because I like to dip my meat separately into these. So normally I also like my rare steak on the side, and I think we did ask for that, but they didn't come on the side, but that's okay. I'll just keep them up on top so they don't cook too much, because I like them a little bit on the rare side overall. So after I pour my Pho Thien sauce, keeping this handy for my noodles on the side, I like to taste the broth, virgin as it is, and just see how it goes. Wow, I love pho broth. It's so umami packed. It has all the flavors of the rich bone marrow and the bone meat itself in here. I would say like this is more of a cloudy broth sort, that because it has so much meat in there, it has a good lime flavor already to it. So that's good to note, because when I'm adding my lime, I'll make sure to note not to add too much, because it already has some lime already in this broth. But A+ broth, I would definitely get this again. Okay, now after I do my broth, I'm going to start picking some basil leaves to throw in for flavoring and aromatics. Like to have that little bit of crunch. I skip the jalapenos because I'm so scaredy cat of spicy when I put some lime in, and then mix that all in. So let's see how this goes. I'm gonna try a piece of meat. So this is the Pho Dac Biet, which I usually get because it has everything. It has the rare steak here, which is no longer rare. It has your thin sliced brisket. It has your meatballs. It has your tendon on the side, which you can see here. Oops, I'm gonna use a spoon to get that. It has your tendon. So it's kind of like a all-in-one soup, which I can try everything. So you can get different combinations with which ones you like the most, and so I'll know from this which ones I want to get, combinations I want to get in the future. So here goes the brisket here. Man, I love dipping things in Pho Thien sauce. I'm just such a sucker for this. So the brisket was good. It's a thinly sliced, a little elasticy pieces, which I love, from the tendon. Next we have the rare steak. It's pretty thin. Some places do thick cut, which I prefer, but thin cut's good as well, and more standard. Wow. Look at this piece here. This piece and this piece has so much awesome little bits of fat that make everything taste so good overall. Like, I love it. Let's try this. Oh, that piece of tendon wasn't a piece of tendon. It was a tendon meatball, aka the best types of meatballs out there, where you get all that chewiness in the meatball. So let's try this guy out. 2 for 1. Meatballs, always the best part. I always get Pho Dac Biet, but something about the meatballs really turns me on. And look at this piece of tendon. So fat, so just falling apart. Ooh, dropped it there. Soft. I feel like my joints are gonna be so much better because I ate that overall, and just really really scrumptious, kind of natural feeling, not like it's too manufactured, like it came right from the cow, you know. I love noodles. I didn't think I was a noodle lover until I left home, because I would always order not the noodles and realize I just ate all the noodles off my sister's plate. So that always satisfied my noodle craving without me actually having to order noodles. I know some people put the Hoisin sauce or sriracha sauce all in their soup, at the broth, at the very beginning. I like to keep my soup very pure, but at the same time Hoisin everything. So my parents used to tell me not to put so much Hoisin sauce, so I would hold it like this and then drizzle the Hoisin sauce on this side of the chopsticks so they couldn't see how much I was putting in. So pro tip. They give you so many noodles here, which honestly I love. The more noodles the better. Sometimes people like more meat, but I think that if you skimp on the noodles, it's not even worth coming. So I love that this place gives so many noodles for me to have. And now I'm getting little bits of bean sprout from the bottom. Now that those are starting to cook through, they're kind of a translucent color now. So I'm just really enjoying having that crunch. Okay, so Bun Bo Hue, I've only recently started getting this more just because I'm a little bit afraid of spicy, but that's okay because I have people who will eat all the spicy for me if I think it's too hot. But let's try this out. Usually the broth is excellent and super, super refreshing with that lemongrass flavor. And the verdict holds. It's not too spicy for me. I could definitely drink this on my own if need be, from the broth alone. And it's so aromatic. I just love the refreshing taste you get from it. You have some little bits of like fish cake over here, the onions with the sweet notes, and all this beef. And honestly, dude, look at this beef shank. Like, is this oxtail or I'm not quite sure, but no place that has given Bun Bo Hue in the past has given such a hunk of meat with it. So I'm really impressed by like all these surroundings and the way that this gets plated and comes out. And look at these noodles. The noodles are soft and round and just gives that extra bit of starch that you don't get as much with the thinner pho noodles. They're like a little bit more if you're going for more chew overall. So let's try these first. Wow, so springy. And oh, I almost forgot all these toppings. Look at all these toppings on here. You have your cilantro, your red cabbage. I'm gonna throw about half of this mix in here. It looks like it's a bunch of lettuce as well, kind of to give all this crunch along the way. Definitely don't need the jalapenos. It's spicy enough for me as it is, but if you want the extra spice, I'll go ahead and add this, or the sriracha. And then let's line this guy up. Mix all of this in. Time to drown all the fixings. Again, sink them to the bottom of the soupy sea, so that way they cook in and melt with everything else of it. Alright, so we have the broth, we have the noodles. Let's try out these little pieces of meat on the side here. Love that bite. That bite, I don't know if you can see, they have so much. I like this brisket more because there's so much good fat pieces integrated into it. The one in the pho was a little bit lean for me, but this is what I'm looking for. You see that wiggly part? Gives it just the chew and the full body flavor that I'm craving when I get these noodle soups. So like I said, not too spicy. If you can stomach kimchi, like you can definitely eat this. I'm gonna get a big bite of noodles. Let's try this fish cake piece here. definitely, these noodle soup places, don't wear white. It's not gonna work out. And now, time to try some of this big, I don't even know how to eat this. This is huge. I guess I just go straight at it. I don't know. And, ooh, just yummy. Wow, such a tender piece of meat. Look at this, it's still in my mouth. If you are ever cold, the heat's getting to me just a little bit. But this piece of meat is definitely my favorite piece of meat that I've had, and everything here so far. It's just full of flavor, very, very tender, and the meat just shows how much care has been taken to cook this thoroughly and make this part of a noodle dish, not just something you saw through, but something that you can just rip apart with your teeth, which I will happily do. I am so full. So full. Oh my gosh, I can bust. This was a huge bowl. Like, I mean, both of the bowls were huge overall, but normally some places give you medium size and large size, but this place is, I think, only large size, which is generally okay, but you're gonna be so stuffed. Wow, okay, so I am super stuffed. That was an awesome meal overall. Definitely some of my top favorites were, number one, avocado smoothie. Dang, that was a good avocado smoothie. I would definitely get that again. Also paired with the Bun Bo Hue. Like, that was the best Bun Bo Hue I've had ever. I think because they had that giant pork knuckle in there. I've never seen any other place put that hunk of meat in there, and it really made a difference. I think that it made the whole experience so much better, and that spiciness paired with the creaminess of the avocado smoothie was a huge winner. Originally, they didn't have the Bun Bo Hue on the menu at all. We only heard about it because of the Yelp reviews, and now they're actually going, instead of serving it just on the weekends, they're going to be serving it every single day and eventually put on the menu. So I would say, out of everything I had there, those two items paired together were definitely the specialty for this restaurant. I've never had any restaurant that did it better. Now, I would also say the mini rice cakes definitely deserve a shout out. Those were very tasty and definitely would share that with the family. Finally, the banh mi. Dang, again, that was such a good banh mi. The bread, everything. $5 a banh mi too. It's not bad for Florida pricing. So I would say those were the top 3 or 4 for me overall. When I go back, I can't wait to try the pate and pork patty banh mi. So I think that about wraps it up. Thank you so much, Pho Thien, for an amazing, amazing meal. And also, shout out to our server, Chloe, who was so awesome to us. Take care and stay full. Wow.